For years they said Cyrus did not exist. Cyrus conquered Babylon without a battle. Anybody heard the writing is on the wall? That comes from this battle. Nebuchadnezzar's grandson was in there having a party, drinking out of the vessels that were in the temple. They called Daniel. Daniel came in, many tekel. You have been tried, measured, and found wanting. Cyrus stopped up the dam. They said the walls of Babylon were so thick you could ride abreast 6 chariots wide. Impenetrable. There was no way for them to penetrate. But because he was so prideful inside, they stopped up the moat essentially and just walked in. There was no battle. They just walked in. The people were partying. It was days later before they realized they had been conquered. And the cylinder of Cyrus says exactly that. I conquered Babylon with no battle. New Testament discoveries. The existence of Jesus. Forcing Jews to leave Rome during the reign of Claudius. Modern finds in 1993, the House of David. King of Israel found on inscriptions that tell Dan. So now, not only is it scientifically accurate, it's accurate in archaeology. How did we get the Bible? We've already talked about the Old Testament. It was canonized. Canon just simply means law. It was brought together, in 400 BC as the law and the prophets. The New Testament was canonized in the 1st century while the apostles were still alive and all facts could be checked out. So what do we have in the Bible? We have 66 books written by over 40 authors spanning a time span of 1,500 years, written on 3 continents and 3 different languages, all telling one unified and same story. So consider that. You've got people that never met. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have any of the things we have now where we can fake some of this stuff. They had absolutely none of that. Meticulously preserved it. And it all tells this one unified story. We have a historically accurate record of eyewitness testimonies. We have a collection of historical documents. It's a collection because the Bible is 66 books. So it's not just one book. So first of all, they have to discredit 66 different books, the credibility of 40 authors with the time span of over 1,500 years, because it's all telling one unified story. The Bible is the most historically documented document in history. Billions of dollars have been spent to try to discredit it. And they can't. And what they do is they'll find we found this. We found the Gospel of Thomas. Well, Constantine took books out of the Bible. They didn't have it then when the apostle was still alive. At no point in history has anybody had that. Just because somebody published a book doesn't mean it's part of the Bible. So what do we have? We have 66 books written by over 40 authors spanning a period of 1,500 years. We have a reliable collection of historical documents written by eyewitnesses. This is important. In a court of law, you can't have hearsay. These were actual eyewitnesses. Peter said, I was at the Mount of Transfiguration, but you have a more sure word of prophecy. You have something that you can believe in more than my eyewitness testimony. That's the very weapon we're talking about right now. During the lifetime of other eyewitnesses, there were 301 eyewitnesses alive during the writing of 1 Corinthians. So as Paul is telling people why you can believe this, he said, if you don't trust me, you have hundreds of people that saw these same things I'm talking about. How do we know John F. Kennedy was actually assassinated? My grandmother was born in 1928. She can tell you exactly what she was doing. A friend of mine told me exactly what he was doing at his schoolhouse when they announced it. He could describe to me the tears that went through everywhere from the principal to the students when that happened, November 22nd. And then that reports supernatural events that took place in fulfillment of specific prophecies, and they claim that their writings are divine rather than human in origin. This is what we have in our hands. So now the process. The letters were received and circulated. All 27 books were accepted by the 1st century. That's what we have. We have letters. We have the letter to the Hebrews. We have the letters to the Romans. We have the letters to the church at Corinth. We have letters. we're engaged in combat, we have one weapon. And it's vital that you understand that we don't believe the Bible simply because it seems good. We believe it because it has historically been shown to be not only scientifically accurate in matters of history, as well as archaeology. It does not contradict itself. It is completely accurate. So now, based on that, that leads to the next logical step, which, because this document is the truth, then I should begin to believe what it has to say.
Hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you have any ideas for future content you'd like to see, then get at me in the comments below. And finally, make sure you subscribe to my channel. By doing so, you support me, the channel, and the mission that God has given me. Until the next time, fight courageously, take action, and accomplish the impossible with God.